Hi everyone, Aaron on the Validation Cloud product team here. Welcome. If you don't know Validation Cloud, we're a Web3 data and infrastructure company. This is about ICP in our Node API product and ICRC. Once you sign up, you'll end up in our Node API product. You simply click Create Endpoint. You'll see a modal pop up. You write a name in for your endpoint. You then select ICP, and you need to select whether you want ICP mainnet or ICRC mainnet. You need to create one endpoint for each if you want both. I've already created two, so what you're going to see once you do that, I'm just filtering here by ICP. I've got one for ICP and one for ICRC mainnet. I've got my HTTPS URL. If you then go to, clicking on documentation on the left, this is where you'll find all of our developer docs for all of the networks, which are down the left-hand side. So if I find ICP, I can click on Overview. He says, click on Overview, and I'll see kind of a bit of background on the chain. I'll see what networks are supported, what tokens are supported on ICRC, and I can also see particular methods. So ICP has a data API, and I can look at block, for example, and here I'll see examples of the sort of calls I can make. So what you're going to do when you find what you want, the calls you want to make, is you can copy this API key and then go into your backend code or into a tool like Postman, or I'm using Insomnia, and then you can sort of paste in your API key here. And in this example, I'm adding on /network/list. Because I'm making this call, network/list. So you don't actually need any arguments, I don't believe. So this is a post request, JSON body is empty. I hit send and it tells me the blockchain, internet computer, and the network. So this is for ICP mainnet. And then equally, I can do the same for /network/status. I can send that request with my API key and the URL I want. And for ICRC, the process is very similar. So I've named mine differently here. So I've got my ICRC endpoint that I copy and pasted from the Node API. So I could copy this. I can pop it in, and then I'm adding the /network/list. And this is bringing me back all of the ICRC tokens that are supported by Validation Cloud. You can also, in our developer docs, if you go to the overview, you'll see that there's a section on, let me just refresh this. You'll see that there's a section on which ICRC tokens we support and their canister principles. The canister principle just goes into, let's have a look here, goes into the network field. So this MX ZAZ, so this should belong to CKBTC. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a /block request with blockchain internet computer, canister ID is MXZAZ, blah, 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 set to network, the block identifier I want, I hit send, and that comes back with the data I want. So yeah, that's really quick how you make, how you set up endpoints for ICP and ICRC with Validation Cloud's Node API product, and how you run some queries. Any questions, let us know. Thank you.